Hey, it's Jackie Bros on here.
And this is Dunlap. See, Jackie, you seem a lot more happy than you have on some of the past podcasts.
No.
You know what it is? I bet you're not so down. You're not so depressed. You don't get on here, just start talking, do 5 minutes on how awful the world is.
Well, it is.
How entitled you are to happiness. But now you seem like you are in control of your own destiny. You ain't just wallowing in self-misery.
Not at all, no.
And I think what it is you finally went out and you got yourself a good, honest job.
What?
After years of just slacking off,
I put a business together, opened a store, and ran it for over close to 40 damn years.
That's a real happy ending on that story.
No, it isn't.
Wasted years.
Wasted years, my foot.
And now, here you are, back in that same store as an employee.
Well, I got to do something. First off, I want to be here. They had it where I couldn't be here, and I was having to sneak in.
The Nashville Lawyers. Folks, if you didn't listen last week, this is now Nashville Lawyers Market. They screwed somehow through the deal with Crud, rest in peace. They screwed Jackie out of his store, and now it's Nashville Lawyers Market. It's great. I can give you the Wi-Fi password. The code on the bathroom is 1776. They got cell phone charging stations. They got a vaping patio out back. Now Jackie doesn't have to shimmy down the ash hole to get down here like we did last week because he has keys again because he is a trusted employee. I bet you may make Employee of the Month.
Oh,
Jackie.
Shut your mouth.
If
shut
you
your
put your
mouth.
nose to the grindstone and
Look,
you do what those Nashville lawyers tell you to do.
You
yes,
gotta
Gary. Yes, Frank.
Take
yes,
a lemons and make the lemon Kool-Aid. You got to do all that and I'm doing what I can with what I got. That's all there is to it. If you want to run me down for that, so be it. You just run me down as much as you want. But I'm telling you right now, it don't get worse than it is right now, but what's good of me, I'm moaning about it. I can't do nothing about it. First off, the reason I want to be at the store, I wish it was my store. I want it to, because it is my store. I don't care how many Nashville lawyers and how many pieces of paper they got. This will always be my store, so I won't be here, and I don't understand half of what you said, but I know how to cook the barbecue and know how to run the cash register. So that
do they ever make you do any filing or do some paralegal work?
No, I don't do any. I made some copies every now and then. They'll send me down there to make some copies. They said, we got this, somebody come in, they won't show off to whatever, and I'm going to make this sandwich. You go on down, so I have done that, and they had a copy machine down here.
Sometimes the Nashville lawyers make the barbecue sandwich, and they send you to make the copies.
Yeah. Well, it's what it is. Now, look, it's killing two awful birds with one stone is how I look at this. Because first off, I won't be at the store, and I'm here because it's mine. And second of all, now these Nashville lawyers say what you want about them, and it's probably right. They did do one good thing for me. We went to the court here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, went for a judge, and they arranged to get this ankle bracelet.
Well, that was for your own protection, so I hope they know what they're doing.
That was me under investigation. That's what they said. Either way, it'd go off every time I had a drink. I couldn't go but two places. It'd beep and make noise, everything, keep you up all night, and plus it's just damn uncomfortable, to be quite honest with you. But that's gone, and of course, that's gone. I got like a green, it's all around my ankle, just green all around it, whatever that is. And now say what you want about Nashville lawyers. I don't like them in some ways, but there's other ways I do like them. And they said if that green turns out to be something, I got to go see a doctor that they told me to go to. If that turns out to be something, then they're going to get, going to be compensated for that. Having a green leg, whatever it is, green leg, whatever. I don't know what it is, but that's what they said.
Did you talk to them at Radio Shack about that?
What?
Radio Shack, they started changing the batteries on ankle bracelets. Another thing they do is they stock ankle bracelet rash creams.
What?
I bet if you go down to Radio Shack, they'll just be like, hey, here's some Lotrimin.
Well, that send me to some doctor. I don't know about no Radio Shack. They send me to a special doctor. I don't know if it's a Nashville doctor or not, but probably would be. I guess that's who else would have known.
Oh, they're all in cahoots together.
Well, I know that. Hell, you ain't got to tell me that. But, you take the good, mostly it is bad. I'll admit that. But there's little signs of something just to get me through the day, and so be it, that's what I do. Hell, I'm taking this off.
Oh, you got a dress code because you're Allie McBeal up in there.
Bills? Hey.
Did you fill the copier back up with paper, though?
That's not, they didn't, that was
earlier
this
told
afternoon.
You, I heard Gary told you, he said, where is that son of a bitch?
Hey.
And you poked your head around the corner and go, right here, Mr. Gary. And he said, you fill that copier up with paper? I said, well, I was trying to cook his barbecue. And he said, hell, nobody wants to eat that shit.
He didn't say it like that. No, he didn't. He said, get the copier.
Old ass
you making it sound worse than it is.
And fill that copier up with copy paper.
He's a lawyer. He ain't got to talk that way. He knows how to use regular English language. And, so he's fine. Let me get this off my ears so I can get this tie off. It's all in the wires. I'm down here and I ain't on the clock. I ain't getting paid to sit down here, so I ain't got to wear no suit and tie.
Are they going to make you do that Nashville Lawyer podcast like they was talking about?
I'm one thing at a time. Right?
Every business has to have a podcast these days.
Right now, I'm making copies. I run the stove. The stove, cook the barbecue. I'm also, working the cash register every so often. Most of the work cash register. And that's it. They ain't mentioned nothing about no other podcasts or anything like that. So I don't know what they're going to do.
A podcast, and you needed to learn Excel.
Learn what?
Excel.
I don't know what that is. I'm going to learn it. Well, but I let them think what they want. And I overheard this the other night, so I won't let everybody know about this. And maybe it ain't going to do no good, but people say, why don't you start a letter campaign writing thing or something like that and let everybody know how you feel if everybody comes together, something like that. Of course, ain't but two people said that to me, so two people that ain't no kind of campaign for nothing.
No, that you could easily throw 2 letters away. Well, I think a campaign is when you get a sack of letters and you go like, shit, but somebody's going to see this.
Santa Claus, Christmas time, all up, big, like take down to the department store or something.
Or Star Trek cancellation.
What is it?
When they canceled Star Trek, a bunch of nerds sent in a bunch of letters. It didn't do no good.
It didn't do no good, no.
Yeah, good. It doesn't do no good, so don't waste your breath doing a letter writing. Hey, 2 people who know Jackie's store and like it, don't waste the ink writing a letter to who?
I don't know. Somebody said do something now. This is what I've been told, and
you should do a GoFundMe. That's what people do now.
I hadn't even. What is that?
That's where they put on the computer that you need money because things
That's
are so
the starters.
bad.
We did that.
No,
the starters.
GoFundMe is like one step below.
How many
when
ways
you're even worse off?
Are there ways to get money on the computer?
That's half of what the computer is. Screw people out of money?
I agree with you on that. That's the world right there.
GoFundMe is when you're sick or your house burns down or somebody stole your guitars. Kickstarters, you're still sad and lost and pathetic, but also creative. So I guess that's the worst one. I guess Kickstarters.
I don't know.
That's worse than GoFundMe.
Between 2 of it, if you're begging for money, you're begging for money. That's all there is to it.
GoFundMe is like if you're political, like if you get somebody comes in and calls you a slur.
Huh.
Like there's probably a GoFundMe right now trying to hire some lawyers to go after Starbucks with them new green cups.
Green cups?
They got green cups this year. They ain't got nothing to do with Christmas on it, and people are already mad.
Well, it's Christmas time. If you want to get something Christmas, that's when you're supposed to get it. So don't go Starbucks.
Starbucks said this year it's all about connection.
Well, it's a place of business. That's the thing, you run them out of business. Like everybody say, like they're going to do Trump. Trump ain't going to, unless you become president, then I guess his business will skyrocket probably because, everybody, I'm going to buy that. That'll be a collector's item or whatever like that. People buy stuff for presidents. But they were saying he did so many bad things that, that he can't all that business going to go down the tubes or something like that. But hell, I don't know. But don't buy the stuff. If a dollar bill comes for anything. Dollar bill comes for anything. Of course, this place is popular right now, so I can't tell anybody not to come to Nashville Lawyers Market because it's people do it out back on the tube smoke thing, and the people I ain't ever seen in this store before is just full of them. There's some people that used to come here all the time and come up here and they take one look in here and they turn around and walk out, and I don't blame them. But for whatever reasons, if you could tell all these people that it's really my store, now if I get caught whispering that to all these people up there, they'll get rid of me, and then I'm gonna owe them about $15,000.
You're into the Nashville Lawyers for $15,000?
Yes, I think that's how much I owe now.
Dang.
I paid some off for work for the past week, so they got this, little at a time, but it's something. And like I said, I ain't got this thing on my leg, and it's just drained now.
Are they going to keep you around when they tear the store down and open up?
That's what I'm saying right now. If everybody quit. Look, right now, let me just go ahead and get this out of the way. My sponsor today is Nashville Lawyers Market, barbecue, vaping, vaping, and other stuff. I don't know what it is, but there's still good barbecue. I'm responsible for that, and I'll run the cash register, and I'll tell you to put that money in the pocket now, and I'll see you after.
I heard Frank say he didn't like that.
What do you mean didn't like it?
He said a lot of customers feel like you're overstepping your bounds.
Well, I'm just taking the money and saying have a good day, more or less.
Put that money in your pocket now.
Well, that's
like
where it
you're telling
goes.
somebody what to do.
Well, if they don't, they're liable to leave it there. Like what if I said leave that money on the counter now? Then that'd be a whole different thing. So I'm telling them to look out for the money.
It feels like you're trying to get a catchphrase going.
Well, I ain't trying to get nothing going. That's what I've always said. It's what I always will say. I don't care who's thinks that they run the store.
Don't let Frank hear you.
But Nashville Lawyers Market, and I think by saying this, that takes $25 off, something, one way or the other. I don't know which way it is. But anyway, that's my sponsor today is Nashville Lawyers Market. Normally I would say come down and enjoy it, but right now, if you didn't come here and they went out of business, that may change things, it may not. But they're supposed to be next few days or the end of the next week. I'm not sure what it is. But what they're saying is they're going to tear this down. It breaks my heart to say this, but they're going to tear this store I built with my own two bare hands and put up. They're tearing it down. It's going to be after that. They're building up something newfangled looking. They brought in here some of the papers and rolled it out.
Oh, they got a model. Did you see the model they got up?
I ain't seen a model. He rolled out the, blueprint things like that.
Oh,
they
they built a little scale model, and they put that in the cooler by the beer. A little walk-in cooler, that little fancy walk-in cooler makes you feel like you're going to pick out an expensive bottle of wine when you're just buying some cheap, reasonably priced beer here at Nashville Lawyers Market.
Shut your mouth.
Oh,
shut your mouth.
It's beautiful. The law offices of Nashville Lawyers Hot Chicken. It's going to be something else. You come down here. It's the law offices of Nashville Lawyers Hot Chicken. That's what they're going to do. Law offices of Nashville Lawyers Hot Chicken. You get hit by a car. You fall off a ladder at Home Depot trying to reach the paint rollers.
Right now they do a little lorrying, but that's just over, food or something. This here, this is what they're planning on doing, is tearing this down and having half of it law office, and you get that hot chicken, whatever.
Hot chicken is so popular right now, Jackie. Nashville is known all over the country for two things, hot chicken and that good country music you hear every time you turn on your FM dial.
Don't hear it anymore, but listen, you take one step at a time, you put one foot in front of you. Because of other particular events here in Murfreesboro, not only am I asking you, let me say it right now, I'm announcing this right now, not only am I asking you not to do your business here at Nashville Lawyers Market.
This is your sponsor you're talking about.
Yep. Not only am I asking you that, I'm also asking you for your vote. Now, as you know, I never did want to run for anything. Politics don't interest me at all, but there's a situation we got here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and I'm going to ask you right now. I want you to vote. Jackie Bros, they're having what he calls special election or something. That's going to be next few weeks. It's going to be next Tuesday, isn't it? They voting everything else.
Yep.
They rush this thing up.
Did you get your lawn signs made up?
My what?
Yard signs?
I ain't got no yard signs.
I'm sorry I said
on
lawn.
Well,
I tell you what, this is the Yankeeification of America. If Donald Trump gets in office, let me tell you something. Y'all going to be saying lawn.
Yep.
Y'all going to be saying forest.
I got to wear a tie right now.
You think that's going to go away? It's only going to get worse.
It's going to get, y'all don't even know.
Donald Trump don't even know what a fucking lawn is.
Hey,
Look, I don't want to
your
get
mouth.
political, but the man lives in a penthouse like Eloise. He lives in hotels and penthouses. He orders room service. He doesn't know what a yard is. You think he ever mowed a yard?
No. He ain't ever walked across anybody's. He showed him grass. He wouldn't know what the hell it was.
I don't know if Hillary Clinton ever mowed a yard.
Well, that's true. She probably didn't.
Mitt
Which
Romney,
he was a hippie back there, rolled around in one
roll
in
around
the 60s.
in the yard.
Yes, he rolled around in the yard.
Bill Clinton probably cut a yard here. He probably for peeking in windows. I'll cut your yard, Miss Johnson. And then get the mower out and then peeking in her window like, well, that was worth 50 cents right there, what I got to see.
You saying a lot about the election right now because the two people running for president, I would not want either one of them to be responsible for my yard work, let alone run this damn country.
Well, let me tell you something. Now I don't want to get. We're in the middle of our sponsors, and there's a lot to talk about here in Murfreesboro. But let me just say, if you hired Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, and I don't want to do a false equivalency here, but either one of them would just walk away in the middle. They would get distracted. Like Donald Trump would you say. So what you do is you push this lawnmower around. And, no. He ain't gonna break a sweat outside. He'd go inside halfway trying to explain to you what it is. You trying to tell him what a lawnmower, you're like, what's that thing? He would make eye contact with one of his henchmen, and the henchman would whistle, and a helicopter that you didn't know was there would drop out of the clouds, and he'd get in it, and he'd be gone.
That'd be it.
Hillary Clinton, meanwhile, there'd be like a van circling, and when she'd just kind of give him a little wave, and they'd hop out and throw her in.
Yep.
She might act like she was fainting.
She's been known to, yeah.
To get out of it. But I've done that myself to get out of jobs. A lot of jobs. You're hired. You never know. You ever go apply for work because people on your case about not working, so you go out and apply for work, and then you get the job, and you're like, shit, I don't want this. And you faint right then and there. Well, congratulations, Dunlap. Thud.
Pitiful.
I feel you, Hillary. I don't know. I think both of them trying to fake us out and get out of being president. Neither one of them can do it. I don't think she wants it either. It's been expected of her for 20 damn years. Donald Trump just started jacking off one night, seeing what would happen. Like, oh, look at me. I'm going to run for president. And then people voted for him. It's like, shit. Well, this won't last. And now it lasted. And now she's like, well, I don't think I really. Oh, man. They're both screwed. You know who else is screwed? Us.
Yep. Bigger than anybody else.
There's some politics for you.
Well, there's some politics for you. Won't you come out November 8th and vote Jackie Broles, a new mayor of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And let me tell you why. I never sought political office in my life, never want to have anything to do with it. And let me tell you what I'm going to do. Now, I can't make a lot of promises as mayor. I can't even say I do as good a job as Bane Jekyll, because the Lord knows that boy had a lot of trouble till he became mayor, but then he turned right. Toward the end there, things got a little strange.
Yeah.
But he's dead now, so be it. But what do you call those, the polls or something, how high he was, everybody liked him for a long time. Now, I can't guarantee you that, but I can guarantee you one thing, and this is the one thing I can do as mayor. So I have been told. I can declare this, what's the correct building, whatever, domicile, I don't know how to say it. I don't know Nashville lawyer talk, so you ain't going to get out of me. You can put a suit and tie on me, but I ain't going to be able to get the words out right. But let me tell you right now what this is. This store here has been up long enough, it can be historical. It was something else before it was this store. So years and years and years ago, it was some sort of stable or slave quarters or something like that. And I don't know the complete history of it, but it's something like that. And it could stay up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to declare this a historical place. And, granted, people will have to come look at it for whatever reasons. And that's fine. They can get some barbecue while they're here. But that's what I'm going to do. I declare it historical, and they can't tear this down.
No slave quarters.
I don't know. It's something like that Civil War stuff. I don't know what the hell it was.
I think they built this in the 50s.
In the 50s?
It was a dentist's office.
I think you're talking, there's one beam left in this thing.
Oh, the beam.
The one beam that goes back before Civil War, and that's the location. But everything's built around that. There's a beam in the middle of the store.
No, that's true, because when they started...
There's a little plaque. It's real small, but it's got dust on it.
They did build... that's true. The 50s dentist said, well, I wanted to build... He built the whole dental office around that one beam. Jackie, if I were you, I would tie this store to something even more historic.
Right.
And if you really want the people on your side, I think what you ought to do... There's plenty of places for it in here.
Why?
I mean, you could go over that corner or over there.
Right.
Fix that damn Murfreesboro Museum popcorn machine.
I don't know first thing about popcorn machines, and evidently nobody else does
either. You think
either.
Donald Trump knows the first thing about being president?
No, of course he don't.
Does he know how to build a wall?
No.
But that didn't stop him from saying he was going to keep Muslims out.
Oh, you saying just say it. Tell everybody I'm going to fix it.
If you say it, the people will vote. Do I
didn't
have
think
to
about that
Kellyanne
way.
Conway this whole fucking thing?
I'll watch your mouth. I don't want anybody doing anything with that
do I have
language in
to
my campaign. Don't associate that. If I say that, now I'll have to say it this way because I don't like to lie. I'll say, I'm saying that I'm going to fix that Murfreesboro popcorn machine.
No, you say people are saying you're going to fix that.
People are saying I'm going to fix that Murfreesboro popcorn machine, and if I knew how to do it, I would. I'll do my best to try to find somebody to fix it.
You're Kasich-ing it.
What am
you sound
I?
like Kasich.
I'm a supposed.
You say people are saying
I ain't
I'm
gonna lie
to
to people.
fix this popcorn machine.
I ain't gonna.
I don't know.
No.
Could be true. That's what they're
I
saying.
ain't gonna lie to nobody. I don't care if I'm running for office or not. I don't lie beforehand. I ain't gonna start now. So you put a suit and a tie on me and a jacket and put me in a Nashville lawyer's market and just assume, now he just gonna be, spitting out lies like everybody else. Well, no, sir, I'm not. That's one thing I can promise is I can be honest as the mayor, which I said probably won't be as good as Bane Jekyll, or probably won't be as liked as him, but the one thing I guarantee you I can do is declare that beam, which holds up this whole store, historical beam, monument, whatever you want to call it, and these Nashville lawyers, they can't go up against a mayor, and they can't go up against history. So there you go. That's one thing I can promise to do. Rest of it, I'll try my best, I guess. I learn as I go.
Do I want to be Kellyanne Conway, or do I want to be... Who's that guy that works for Trump, runs Breitbart, looks like a human garbage pail kid?
It's Bannon. You talk about Bannon.
Yep. Maybe I want to be him.
Now, why would anybody want to be that man?
You're right. He's one of the few people I'm more attractive than.
You might as well say I'd want to join the Klan. That's about the same thing. That man's awful.
No. He doesn't want to join the Klan. He wants to provide the Klan their news and entertainment.
Well, that's it. Yeah. But this is bad, isn't
How
it?
can I keep the Klan updated throughout the day on what's going on in the world, with a focus on the Klan lifestyle?
He does that on computer?
Yep.
Yeah. Well. So
Puts out a little newsletter. Like Ron Paul used to do.
Vote for me, November 8th. At least there's one person you can vote for that you know ain't a liar.
A lot of people are running for mayor. A lot of people talking about it.
I know it.
They're throwing it together real quick, folks. And Mayor Bane Jekyll passed away. He was done in by Jackie the Strangler.
We got Truck Jekyll, his boy, currently like stand-in mayor or something until special election.
The bylaws here in Murfreesboro are if a mayor is murdered, and the title of mayor passes on to his male heir.
Yeah. Now, if he just stepped down on his old accord, it'd be somebody from city council. But
but since he was murdered, they have to find a male heir, and it's Truck Jekyll. Allegedly, some people we don't know. There's always rumors
saying they don't know if he's, somebody demanding a drug test, but hopefully, that's what don't make any sense. They go say demand a drug test, but the results of that ain't gonna be back until blood tests or whatever ain't going to be back before November 8th. So there's no reason for him to. If he's going to leave anyway, he don't want the job. That's the thing. He just got it right now.
No, he's just chewing papers in that office.
Yeah. Well, why did he demand a blood test? Well, somebody else what are you going to do? Go back in time and tell him he couldn't have been mayor? Who gives a damn? Let him sit in there for a few, what is it, a week? Less than that.
Dottie Geyser Jekyll says that she's pretty sure that it was Baines.
Well, it don't matter to me. It don't matter. Just let him sit there for a week. He can't do that much damage, as far as I can tell. And then they're gonna let me, hopefully, or somebody else here in Murfreesboro. Lord knows we got a lot of people running. There's people throwing a hat in the ring. It's these special elections. They got a hole real fast. You got to jump in and run it. So I made the announcement right here. There's my hat thrown in. I won't be mayor. One thing I guarantee. Beam is history. Can't tear down this store. Therefore, Nashville lawyers probably don't want it. And
are you sure that beam is history, though? How are you going to find that out? You going to have it tested? You going to do a blood test?
There's a plaque on it. You don't do
a drug test on the beam?
Not a drug test, blood test. But beams ain't got no blood. No, they got Indiana Jones people come in and look at it or something.
Yeah, you should do some of that, and then they can look at that popcorn machine, get that going.
They brought how many people have come in through this city saying, "Oh, I can fix it," and they come in and fail every time.
It's like the sword and the stone. I'm telling you, if you are the one that fixes that popcorn machine, you will be mayor. Well, they should make that. I should tell Truck that. That's the kind of thing he'd think is cool.
Well, it's something also everybody interested in. Every week, Daily News Journal got so-and-so coming in from Texas or New Jersey or wherever. They've come from all over. There's been one man come over from Europe. They said he knows these kind of popcorn machines and knows how to make it, and he couldn't do it.
Nope. And he
some of it make decent popcorn come out of it, like okay popcorn, but ain't nobody made that machine work
European man,
right.
His popcorn was not. It was too savory.
Yeah, dry. Yeah,
some people go for a sweet kettle corn, but his was like almost like a meaty flavor. Yeah. I was not into that.
No, nobody's done it. Nobody done it yet. They trying. They bring it in. I'll keep that going if I'm mayor. I'll at least do that. I can't guarantee anything will fix it.
I miss Inky's drawing of for the Daily News Journal of all the people come try to fix that popcorn machine. Yep. That was a highlight of Daily News Journal in the last few months.
That's good. That's like artists. They had all the faces. They lined up and X's over all the faces down to the new guy coming in. They all failed. I forgot, because there's been so many of them, you forget them, So that was nice. He did a good job.
It's a good reminder. You could order a poster from the Daily News Journal. Now, I guess Inky's down there in Mexico, and I guess his posters are just of all the deacons and gazettes and having threesomes with the Mexican prostitutes.
I don't want to hear about it.
That was how my Ocean's 11 story ended last week, folks, in case you want to go catch up on that. Inky's out of town. Wesley Press and Dilly Mule Rider are down there, some deacons and song leaders.
All of them criminals, what they are, criminals.
All criminals.
Be glad that
living it up.
Just be glad that you ain't down there with them and the law ain't after you. That's the Lord working mysterious ways right there.
Well, I guess I'm supposed to stick around here and watch all, like Bane Jekyll, my friend. Crud, my friend. Watch them all drop like flies. And I tell you something, the only reason that you're able to walk around wearing overalls again is because Truck Jekyll decreed that you look stupid.
Well, I don't like that. He said everybody dressed up like that looks stupid, and I'm agree with that.
He said, and then Jackie was like, well, what about, can I get some sort of dispensation or something to dress like me? He said, you look double stupid, so you're okay, stupid. Boom. With his gavel.
Don't worry about it. I ain't going to get riled up about it. He'll be gone in a week.
Wrong with him. It ain't like
I know. I ain't going to get offended by it. He'll be gone in a week.
He's just a little kid.
I know.
But you know what? Dottie didn't have to laugh like that. She thinks everything he says is funny.
Well, it ain't. I got to tighten this thing up. It's falling down. There you go.
Folks, we've learned a lot in the past week, and I got a great sponsor this week, and Jackie, I think you're really going to like it. One thing that we discovered with my good friend Don Jekyll Jr., a.k.a. Mayor Bain Jekyll, with his passing, is that a little bit of that rebellious spirit was still left in him. The kind that bonded us together as we would drink until we shit ourselves, pick fights with the smallest people in the bar, steal.
Yeah.
Mayor Bain Jekyll seemed to turn his life around once he became mayor. But what we found going through his papers, well, Truck was going through them because he likes to chew papers up and shape them into, take them out of his mouth and make them little snake heads, was that the creepy jackies that's had this town on edge this entire time were the pre-greeters.
Yeah.
Pre-greeters was a business that Don Jekyll Jr., a.k.a. Bain Jekyll.
He's such a shame, too, because he would have had a wonderful legacy. He would have. He looked weird with that thing on his face. Couldn't understand what he said half
But
time.
other than that.
But that's what's pitiful, after somebody gets him.
Well, it was just a campaign to stir up some. He knew that the mayoral campaign was coming up, and he just wanted people to respect. He was going to come in, clean up the creepy jackies, and there was going to be law and order. And he was going to say, "Run on law and order." And they weren't dressed like you. That's just what an old rummy looks like.
That's what they said. Yeah.
You remember the pre-greeters? They're these tough, grizzled, old alcoholics who will take a. They can carve a knife out of a stick faster than anybody you ever seen. Well, why do you need a stick knife when you got a real knife that you're carving it? And you know what I learned? That will get you cut.
Yeah. Well,
Twice.
They're all on you crazy anyway, no matter where they stand around. They all
look like a cross between Jackie and Poop Deck Pappy. I guess you saw them coming out of cornfields and alleyways and the darkness, and some of that wasn't them scaring people. Some of that's just them, like, leaving the house. That cornfield where they live, or that dumpster where they were vomiting. So you can see how people would be a little on edge. He just collected all his old pre-greeter friends from the drunk tanks and the state-run old people homes and the gutters, and he was putting them together in a pre-greeters team to terrorize the town until he could have them all arrested.
And he could have gone out with a good legacy and just turned it off. That's bad. That's bad at Christie Bridge. That's worse because that's scaring people. Christie just made people sitting in traffic. Now, I think a couple people died, couldn't get to the hospital. That's bad.
That's scary, too.
Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden you're sitting in traffic next to a dead person.
Wow.
What if you're sitting in traffic just stuck on that freeway and you look over and the person in the car next to you is dead? That's creepy. Halloween. Because of Chris Christie.
Yeah.
That would be, what if that was a damn haunted house you go through and you're like, and the person next to you died.
Yeah.
Honk, honk.
It's back to life, but they might have, if they'd have wanted to get where they was going, they might have lived if it weren't for Chris Christie. Now, the only people that died that we know of these pre-graders is one of them got the hell beat out of them. So.
And we figured out, like, there was one that got the hell beat out of him. Like, well,
they killed him. They beat him up.
Well,
they
couldn't find the body.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, what happened to him? Well, what turns out was that his buddy just really quickly, like as soon as when people's face was turned, because these people know how to roll drunks.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Yeah.
Just drunks who roll drunks. So as soon as them little league daddies, they were like, look what we did. They looked up for a second. Here come them bony, trembling hands out of a bush and drug that.
Jerk him out, yeah.
Yeah, and, took all his valuables.
Now, see, because we had the Jackie Fleet Warriors and Crud running around, dressed like Jackie, that just made everybody think that everybody's Jackie. You know, anybody that'll be at anything like that, it all just went together somehow in everybody's mind. Mine, too, had me fooled. So.
You don't think that Jackies are still being murdered? You're not a little nervous?
Well, now there was another murder, true.
Yeah, there was another murder.
And I'm saying I don't even want to talk about it because it hurts my heart. It's somebody I've known for years and years.
They found another Jackie, and they weren't sure who it was. After a moment's peace, when Jackie got his ankle bracelet took off of him, which naturally made him a suspect.
It's green all around it, though.
And Truck Jekyll said Jackie looked stupid, so now people are banned from dressing up like Jackie. Even the Fleet Warriors. Jackie's okay because he's double stupid.
What?
There was a moment's peace and there were no murders. We found out about the pre-greeters creepy Jackie scandal. But people thought things were returning to normal. And then there was another Jackie turned up.
Yeah.
And the Little League daddies went crazy. They rounded up their posse.
That's the worst part of it right there. I can't even get the words out of my mouth on that. I can't even talk about it. That's just the saddest thing.
And some of them amateur Jessica Fletchers on there were like, you know who it is. There's something wrong with him. He's always running around town looking at people, saying nonsense, coming up to you creepy-eyed. It's that Jim Beavers. Now, you know how rumors get started. Y'all read Twitter. People get upset, lash out, sometimes just to make them feel better, but
things get so crazy out of here, it makes people act crazy. Now, I understand those daddies, they're all the T-ball Cougars, which they're still doing outside, regardless of what the daddies doing. What are they? They're like 6-0 now, something like that.
I think they may have won. I think the season may be over.
Did they get it all?
I don't know if they're still. I don't know if they took it all or not. After this week.
Yep. Get used to that. Nowadays, you don't know what that's for. That could be literally for anything right there.
I miss the days when we heard a siren and we said that was Longhorns dancing bar.
Just a bar fight. That's all that is, you know.
This could be. There's just no telling.
These fellas now, when they were out, they were worried about the youngins, and that's the reason they beat the hell out of that pre-grader. Or may have killed him. They think they killed him.
I think they killed him.
But the body ain't there, so ain't no proof of that.
The body's supposed to be in that bush, is what the pre-grader who yanked it, but the bush.
There wasn't they looked.
And there wasn't a bush there either.
No.
Of course, he's been drinking, like, rubbing alcohol for 40 years.
I say you can't believe any of them. That's the thing, yeah. All the pre-graders, there ain't no reason to listen to a word to say. I don't know why anybody want to have them pre-graders.
I've seen him eat aluminum foil like a goat.
Yeah.
So they went and they rounded up Jim Beavers, and Jim Beavers was scared, and he didn't know what was happening, and they took him to the big oak tree, and they put a noose around his neck, and they strung him up, and it's really...
Things out of hand.
It's really, I don't know how I got to this point.
I don't either.
They had the noose around his neck, and they were about to kick that horse out from under him. And they said, "You got any last words, Jackie the Strangler?"
No, Jim Beavers, he didn't.
And Jim Beavers looked out to the crowd, and he didn't cry, but I thought he was going to, but I did. I'll tell you that, I did. And he looked out to the crowd, and he said, "Sabrina the Teenage Witch."
Bless his heart. I would have cried if I was there. I wasn't there. I didn't see this, but Lord knows if I was there, I'd be bawling my eyes out if I couldn't help my friend.
And then he threw $25 at me.
Oh, bless his heart.
And that's my sponsor this week is Jim Beavers, formerly of Comcast Cable, Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
What is that?
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
I ain't seen it, so I'm
Cat.
I don't know. I'll watch it. Whatever.
I don't know if it's on anywhere.
Well, if he said it's probably on some. There's 100 and 200
damn
it
on the computer,
channels on the TV, computer, everything. And it's on there somewhere.
It's too much.
If he said it, well, I'm gonna look for it. So I'll keep going through all the clickers. I'll go all through all of them until I find that Sabrina Teenage Witch, and I'll watch it if that's what he wants.
And then hooves, the sound of hooves from off in the distance, and come riding out of the woods was Betsy Beavers, Jim Beaver's mother, who ran Bad Cup or Handful. That went out of business, didn't it? That was a good restaurant.
Well, no, it was not good. It was okay.
Bad Cup or Handful? It was all the different beans?
I know what it was. It was okay. It was, we were supposed to have surprise. It's a long story. Surprise is just the same thing over. It was fine. I'll just leave it at that. It was fine. I didn't think it was all of that. But,
well, she come out and she said, "You get your hands off of my son."
Bless her heart. Bless her heart.
She said, "Stop and think for a second." Some of them people didn't even know they'd found another Jackie. They didn't know why or who they were killing.
Jim Beavers don't even look like me.
He was growing a beard.
Well, maybe a little scruffy. Just because you got a beard don't mean you look like me all the time.
People are like, some of these people didn't look much like you either. Some of them pre-greeters that got killed didn't look that much like you, which is weird.
I don't understand any of it.
Anyway, Betsy Beavers I don't know why she was riding a horse. That was never explained to me, but she just ran through the crowd and she threw Jim Beavers up behind her. She said, "Y'all over here trying to kill my boy," when over there lies one of Murfreesboro's greatest citizens, longtime sponsor of this podcast, and it feels like every week there's somebody else dead on here, but Don Podge. Yeah. It's really hard to think that if they could get Don Podge, like, who's safe? Because Don Podge was a master of disguise. He's infiltrated so many different organizations. If I didn't know better, I'd think Hillary Clinton was behind it herself.
I would put it past her, I say that.
But something just doesn't add up. He was dressed up like Jackie. He looked as good as Crud himself, man. Don Podge was the master of master
Crud
disguise.
all that. He's the one that showed him how to do all that, looking like somebody else.
He also taught me how to be a church accountant with Wesley Press, who's down in Mexico after screwing me out of my money.
You could have made a career out of that. You chose to do what you did. So
I'm still
that's
going
on you.
in.
That's on you. Well, whoever took care of Don Podge, they're going to find you. You might have been killing all these.
What are we going to do in tax season?
I don't know. I mean, sure, you could burn your own receipts. Anybody do that, but which ones?
Oh, what about Miss Phillips and her kitty pillows?
Yeah.
And all them border children.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to become of them. I don't know.
And do you know how happy Don Podge was when them Oregon militia people got off? That was the last time I'd seen him.
I know it. I never seen him happy. Hey, that gave him reason to go on. He said, "Jack, I know you going through a lot and feeling bad, but this is a good sign." That's what he told me. I didn't agree with him, but that's what he said. This is a good sign for things to come. And then he was wrong as far as that's concerned.
He was wrong.
Yeah, he was wrong.
He was wrong, but he felt good about it. And that's part of it. And if you're wrong, but you feel good about it, I mean, just go with it.
But we lost Don Podge. We're going to find out. And you should probably go ahead. We lost Jim Beavers, too. He fell off the back of his mama's horse. Yeah, bless his heart. Bless his soul.
So Jim Beavers
that's a big blow to me. I ain't got no sadness left in me from all of what I've been going through, but those two people I've known for a long time in my life.
Long time friends of the show.
Bless your hearts.
Here we are. Losing people right and left on here.
But whoever's responsible for Don Podge's murder, I'm going to say right now, as mayor, if you vote for me,
Jackie,
I will do my best to get to the bottom of this and finally solve it. If everybody is dressing like me and who can think like me better than me? You tell me that. If you trying to get in this mind and think you go out there and do this and that, I'm the one that knows, and I'm going to find out who you are, and I'm going to get them. So vote for me.
There's not even any clues. Nothing makes any sense.
This is personal. This is personal right here. So
all they've seen like the Third Pentecostal Church of Hartford. Those people seem to turn up whenever something horrible is about to go down.
They're crazy. They just flock toward anything awful. That's what they do, those people. Huh?
Flock.
Bird.
Well,
that's what,
Bird?
There's a sheep, too.
Jackie, wait a second here. Now, hold on a second. Just hold on. Wait, mate. Just give me 1 second here. Listen to this.
Why?
There's a murderer out there who's murdering you.
People that look like me.
People that look like you, although some of them don't really look that much like you.
People with beards or some old people with beards.
It's almost like there's someone out there who is easily distracted by things that sort of look like you.
What?
Like who? Do you have any enemies that would be naturally easily distracted by shiny things?
No, I ain't got no enemies of shiny things. I don't know what the hell are you talking about.
Let me ask you this question.
What?
Have you ever heard of a bird that can turn into a man?
What?
Siri, have you ever heard of a bird that can turn into a man?
Stupid.
I just don't get this whole gender thing.
What?
Well, I don't know why she had to make it political. Jackie, I think that there are supernatural forces at work here. I think that
No. Don't even.
I know people have seen a human form.
Don't you say it. Don't you say it, because if you say it, then you bring that awfulness up on us. Don't even think it.
I just think that if you think back.
Don't you do it. Don't
of
let
all your enemies, Cheeky, Jockey, the Catholics, I just think that the one that's most capable of murder, a shadowy murder, maybe the Catholics, also Ghost Hurtbird.
Don't.
Ghost Hurtbird,
Why did you say that?
Shape-shifting into the form.
No. I'm not going to indulge that, because if you open that can of worms,
coming after you,
there's all you there's going to be worms everywhere. No.
It's you, then it's Dr. Bird Lady, then it's Nurse Jimmy. Those are the three big gets for Hurt Ghost Bird. Is Nurse Jimmy still alive?
I can't keep up.
I know. It's hard. It's a lot. We just threw a lot at you.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, yeah, this Jackie Bros.
We did say that that Tom Hodge was undercover as you trying to get to the bottom of this whole thing, right? Did we
That's
say
what
that?
they said he was doing. I think that's what he was doing. Yeah, if he was dressed, there'd be a reason for him to be doing what he did. He didn't dress up for no reason. He always had a purpose, and he was trying to get to the bottom of this like everything else, and look what happened to him. And if I become mayor, I'm going to get to the bottom of his death.
You're not going to become mayor? I mean, I don't want to rain on your parade, but you can't even embrace the simple concept of fixing the Murfreesboro Museum.
I said I would try. I'm not going to get on here and lie to people.
I do not see how you plan on becoming.
And we'll see what happens. Maybe people will be refreshing for a change to hear someone tell the truth. I told you what I will do. I'm going to historical beam, can't touch anything on this store, and I'll also do my best to get to the bottom of, Don Podge. Jim Beaver would know how he died. He just got bless his heart. Bless his heart.
Cannot wait. If you've ever wanted to see the Undertaker at an actual funeral in a coffin, but for real, you're gonna want to come to Don Podge's funeral.
Is that would that in his will?
Out like the Undertaker.
Well, good for him.
Dress me up as the Undertaker when I go.
It'll look just like him, because whatever costume he put on, bless his heart, he knew what he was doing. Yeah.
Halloween, Jackie, a lot going on, but you can't stop the celebrations. Halloween was over. Did you get any good pranks?
No.
Tricks?
I didn't do anything.
Treats?
I didn't do anything on Halloween. I couldn't leave a damn house. Halloween was scary this year anyway. They did decree you could not go as me. That's the one good thing about Halloween. You know, Truck said nobody dressed. That even on Halloween couldn't dress up like me. So
what can you dress up as? He said whatever you want to,
but not Jackie.
But nothing stupid.
Oh, don't.
So you had to go to him and ask him if your idea.
I
was
didn't
stupid.
have to ask him anything. No, I didn't.
So he didn't like Truck. Didn't like any girl costumes. So girls weren't allowed to, I mean, something's wrong. It's not his fault. Jackie,
it's temporary. People getting all mad about it. Now, granted, if Donald Trump became president and it was temporary, people should be mad and probably should be right to. But anyhow, it's going to be over in a few days. So what?
Twix ghost.
I am.
I knew you couldn't get out Halloween.
Yeah.
I didn't want you to miss out. Now, long-time listeners of the podcast know how much we like Twix egg. Twix egg better than actual Twix.
They should have it all year. They're just on Easter time. This is just what the same on Halloween.
Well,
Ghost?
no, this is Ghost, so we can see how it feels.
I'm gonna eat some of this, but don't.
What kind of mouth feel it's got?
Don't chew.
Don't do it in the microphone.
Your people don't like to hear you chewing on biting stuff. That's good.
How does it compare to the Twix egg?
Yeah, almost just like it.
Well, we can test that theory.
Why?
Because I know you've been down lately. So, last spring, I was like, that stupid old man's going to get real depressed someday. So I better freeze some of these Twix eggs.
Well, you got a real Twix egg?
I put it in the freezer since the spring.
You may have to Twix egg. Hey, don't throw it on the... I want it.
Now we're going to
You put this in the freezer, right?
Yeah, it's been froze since the springtime.
Well, look, they're about shaped the same, too.
They're kind of, but I think the egg's got a little extra girth in the center that makes it taste better when you put it in your mouth.
Well, let me finish them. I'm eating mine.
No.
Let me see.
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, it's one's on the bottom, one's on the top.
I think you're just holding it upside down.
Oh, I see. Turn it that way.
I think that the Twix egg is still 100 times better than Ghost
But it's
Twix.
the same thing. One's got a ghost
No,
eyes,
because
one's an
look,
egg.
If you look, there's a puffiness. I'm getting it melting all over my. There's a puffiness
Yeah.
and they made the ghost get flat here.
Yeah. All right.
You see what I mean?
I see it now, yeah.
No, Twix egg still the best. Well, hold on.
How many more? I'll rot my teeth out.
Fun size.
Well, it's just a little Halloween Twix, all that is.
Let's see what the mouth feels like. Our good friend, Murfreesboro music legend Seth Timms, he wrote and said, well, what's fun size Twix? What's the mouth feel like on that? So we done the Twix Ghost. We done the Twix egg. It's been in the freezer since springtime. I got some more of these too. We can eat a Twix egg on every podcast until we quit.
I did it wrong. The Twix egg got the taste so good. I went ahead and ate it. Now all that's left is half a ghost. Should have ate the half a ghost first and enjoyed the best one last.
You know what? Fun size Twix is pretty good.
Yeah.
You don't have to finish it. It's like a wine tasting. You take a little bite. You don't have
No,
to
I'm
eat.
gonna finish. I ain't gonna leave the half-eaten candy
Well, how
all
you
laying
gonna
around
tell
everywhere.
people waiting to get your thoughts on the fun size?
I'll get to it.
Folks.
Well, good.
I got a whole sack full of Twixes down here, Jackie. So don't worry, folks. If we run out, that's 7 or 8 more in this
I
bag.
make regular Twix.
Yeah, what's the mouth feel like on that?
Like Twix. That's more stringy.
But there's a lightness to it. There's a
It's stringy. Come out more.
there's a density to the Twix egg and the Twix Ghost that ain't present in the Twix Fun Size. There's a lightness to the Twix fun size that I found appealing. But on the whole, I'm still going to give it to Twix Egg. Twix Egg, for my money, best candy bar on the market. Combines cookie crunch.
It's the best, yeah. They could just change it to something. Just Twix Egg all year round, something like that.
Twix Egg all year round. Why don't they just call it that? I'll just write that down right now. Twix Egg all year round. I don't know why people don't like hearing us eat, because it keeps making me laugh just hearing it in these headphones.
I'm trying to turn my head away. I don't want everybody to have to hear me.
Folks, somebody else died.
Give me another little one.
There was only 2.
You said you had enough of them down there for...
I got eggs and I got ghosts, but somebody eat all the fun size.
Well,
I ain't taking you can have this that I started
I ain't going to eat half of yours. No. Why
That's
don't
all
you
the fun size. That's all the fun size. Somebody eat it all.
Do we eat all the other kind too?
No, I got more than
Well, give me one of something. That's good.
Egg or a ghost?
Well, I want the egg. We already said that's the best taste of one. Give me an egg. All right.
It's 2 to go.
I don't want both of them. I'll eat one, save the other for later. I don't need to eat them. That's more chocolate than I usually. Yeah.
So you just eat that. I want to talk a little bit about country songwriter legend Curly Putnam, who passed away. Co-writer along with the great Bobby Braddock of "He Stopped Loving Her Today," the greatest country music song there is.
Yep.
George Jones passed away, and now Curly Putnam's up there.
Writing New Heaven song with him.
Curly Putnam from Princeton, Alabama, just across the mountain from Franklin County, Tennessee. He wrote "The Green, Green Grass of Home," which I like all the country versions of that, but Tom Jones doing "Green, Green Grass of Home" is probably the best version of it, and it's name-checked here in this New York Times. Tom Jones. Because when he's like, "The green, green grass of
He always shake it like Elvis. Tom Jones.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Divorce. Another thing they don't do a lot of is spelling songs, and I like every spelling song.
Don't do it enough.
He died at his home in Lebanon, Tennessee.
You sitting there talking. What are you laughing for?
It's the pause as you finish eating, and then you say something. It's just humorous to me. And then hearing it in my headphones, and just wondering I can't remember who it was that hates us eating. And they felt bad about it too. Then so
I tried to hold my head away where you couldn't hear all the
this
smacking
is
lips.
not just to
everything.
annoy you. These Twix eggs have been in the freezer, and the Twix ghosts come out. Now Halloween's over. I don't know if they come out with a Twix turkey. We may do that. We have to do it in the next 2 episodes, though, because then we're done. Wrote "It's a Cheating Situation" with Sonny Throckmorton, one of his proteges.
Who?
That's a good name. Sonny Throckmorton, one of his
good
proteges.
name,
Wrote "It's a Cheating Situation" for Mo Bandy and Janie Fricky. I know we didn't have a lot of guests on this show, but Mo Bandy would have been good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he wrote "Blood Red and Going Down" for Tanya Tucker. Well, that's all I got to say about Curly Putnam. But I think anytime anybody having anything to do, I hope Bobby Braddock is doing great.
I hope so, too,
I just feel like if the person who co-wrote "He Stopped Loving Her Today" passes on, I should spend 5 minutes of an already overlong podcast eulogizing him. Divorce, great song.
That's great. Tammy Wynette, always liked her. She got a good voice, good songs. Yeah, if he wrote that one, we're going to miss a good songwriter. I like counting songs, too. Like, spelling songs and counting songs. Not talking about Sesame Street. Real songs,
but some of those songs are pretty good, too.
Well, yeah, but that's for children. D.I.V. and it's what's old Eddie Rabbit, what's that song? First Step. First step, turn around, act like a lady. Second step, tell her she's the one you're dreaming of.
Third step.
Take it. Take it in your arms and never let it go.
Fourth step.
Her face is like an angel's, and
Be sure and tell her how pretty her face
looks. Yeah.
Fifth step.
Put her on the dance floor. Take her for a spin.
Sixth step. Open the door for a lady when she gets in your car.
Yep.
Seven steps. Compliment her shoes.
Yep.
Eighth step. Cook her up a homemade lasagna dinner.
Yep. Ninth step. Introduce her to your mama. And the rest of the family. 10th step.
Don't forget about your daddy.
Yep. 11th step. Get yourself on your knees and offer her a ring.
Don't you know that step by step,
you'll
win her love.
Win her love. That's it.
Great Eddie Rabbit.
And he's no longer. He passed away. Bless his heart. But he was a good one.
Ain't no good ones left. Ain't many good ones left. All
Randy
the good
Travis.
ones gone.
I know things look a little shaky there, but no, he's still around.
I needed a drink to wash down all that Twix.
There's a lot of.
These are some of the best moments on this podcast, folks. We may be. I don't know if you paid any attention, but we're probably ending. We're probably gonna stop doing them videos after the election.
Well, I said to Kishada, we're gonna do them all the way through election. Once election day's over, that's it. So I think we're gonna.
We may be wrapping up this podcast.
We need a break. I got a lot going on in my life.
There's a lot going on. I don't know that the podcast won't come back in some way. We can't announce a certain end for the podcast because what we're thinking is this podcast. We're going to do a podcast next week, probably on Monday.
Yeah.
Before the election, and then we will do a podcast after the election.
Yep.
We don't know if it's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. At some point in those next few days, we do reserve the right to do another podcast or two, but I think we're going to end it. We got two more after this one, and then we might do another podcast in some form.
Different way.
We will let you know. Don't cancel your whatever to this podcast because we'll be giving you some news shortly, very shortly after this.
Yeah.
After this. So we'll come on with something else. We'll say, hey, remember us? We got an update. You can do that, I think.
Right.
I don't know.
You can just come on the thing.
Videos, we probably ain't going to do no videos. Although we were making decisions like this when we thought Hillary Clinton was going to win.
Yeah.
And that sounded just like a joyless slog through the next 4 years.
Yep.
But now, I guess there's a pretty good chance. This is a good segue.
Yeah.
The polls are
tightening up, yeah. Now, if Trump was somehow, now don't go out there and vote for Trump just because you want us to keep talking.
No.
We ain't saying that.
It ain't 100%, but
No.
I would say if Trump won, it would be hard to not do this.
Well, if Armageddon's going on, you should record it and tell people, for future people in the future, they can dig it up out of computers and for history, like this beam upstairs. There'll be history at the end of America. I think it should be recorded.
And we need to put some Twix eggs in the freezer, too, because that's history.
Well,
they're the best candy bars there is, and we may not make it to spring.
If he gets president, it comes out that he don't like Twix for whatever reasons. That's it. He'll take every one of them off. He wants to get rid of Oreos already. Hates Oreos. Says never going to eat them again.
Is he a Hydrox man?
I don't know. If he gets mad at Twix, that's it. If he keep that in mind.
Let me tell you something, folks. Savor that Twix egg. If you come across some Twix eggs in your freezers and you think, well, I'll just throw these in the damn swamp because I'll be here next Easter and I'll get some fresh ones.
Yeah.
You know what? There may not be a next Easter.
That's true.
Because Donald Trump may be president.
Now, listen, if Donald Trump's president, you got a lot more to worry about than us two talking on a computer. There'll be a lot more for you to be worried about. You ain't got to worry about us. So don't go vote for Trump just to let us keep talking, because we're going to figure out a new way to talk, and we'll come back. Just need to take a break after this. Good Lord. But we'll think about doing something. I don't know what. I may be busy being a mayor. You know, if I got a job like that, I got to look after things, make sure this beam is historical.
This is sad to listen to.
What?
So you gonna be mayor just to oil your damn beam? Well, it's in the wall. Where do you even go?
No, they can't tear it down. It's historical. It's landmark, whatever you want to call it.
Selfish. You running for
It
selfish
ain't
reasons.
well,
you got to run the
not
town
gonna
too.
tell
You got to
him-
run the town. Do you know how to run the town?
I'm going to do my best. I'll get some help, talk to the right people. That's what Trump says, so I'll do the same.
You basing this campaign on Trump?
No, because he ain't do it. When he says he's talking to the best people, you look at all those people standing around him, ain't nothing about any of those people best, so he don't know the hell to do that.
It means he was looking in the mirror while he was taking a shit on his plane.
All right, don't say it that way, but pretty much it, yeah. Now, just because we're going away don't mean you can't get on there and rate and reviews.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah,
Reviews.
it don't matter now. Nobody, I guess the old would still be out there somewhere, right? If you listen, read somebody else want to come, I don't know why anybody would.
Although we got a lot to figure out. We're not making an announcement yet. We just want to give you a little heads up. I mean, we put this on one of the last videos we did that Red State Update is ending on the day after the election, but we will have a podcast after that.
There'll be one or two more of those,
And we'll let you know more as this goes on.
Yeah.
Feel free to ask us questions that we don't answer. We'll try to do better on that here in these last days. Are we wrapping it up?
Now, I'm ready, yeah.
What about Comey? Did you want to talk about Comey?
What else is there to say? He putting Hillary in jail where she belongs, but unfortunately Trump gets to be president because of that. So it's awful no matter which way you look at it. I got to get back upstairs. If I don't, I got to put this tie on.
You need me to tie it for you?
No, it's already tied. Stays tied. Before we go here, just say bye to everybody. I got to get ready because if I go up there without this on, it'll put me out in the street.
Folks, if you find any... I guess here's what we want to say to you in this time of uncertainty, in this time of loss of friends, country music legends, and possibly democracy as we know it, not to mention our podcast, is that if you find some cheap Twix Ghosts, go ahead and get them because they're pretty good. But I'm going to say it was my least favorite of these. I'm going to go with the Twix Egg at number one. And then the fun size, surprisingly light and airy.
Well, they regular Twix is what fun size. I don't know why I said for
No,
this little Twix.
Something about the weight, holding that little thing in your hand made it more exciting for some reason.
Get this.
I've heard that before.
All right.
See, it's got the density of the Twix Egg, but without the joy.
What?
What you got to go do now?
I don't know. I'm either going to be putting the barbecue up for the night.
You're sharpening pencils.
One of the two, maybe more copies to make ahead. Be bringing a stack over, but it's my break time now.
Yeah, how long's your break?
Well, I don't know if to do this. I hope that's why I got to go. Got to get up there before they look for me.
That's a good attitude, Jackie. You're right. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Did you make the lemonade before you come down here?
I made the tea. I didn't know if they did the lemonade too.
Frank said make some lemonade before you go. He said, you going to do what? Well, make some lemonade first.
All right, I'm going up there. Just thank you kind of for listening. We'll see y'all later.
Have a good
What?
week.
Yeah.
Now's the time that we both have to go. Our podcast come out really great, we know. Our time is at an end, so until we meet again, we'll just have to say good. weighs us down. But our bags are packed and we have to leave town. A postcard to you we will send if a stamp to us you'll lend. So we can write and say goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
We make it clear to everybody, probably gonna do something, but not the same thing anymore, right?
I don't know how clear any of this was. Do you think we should do it over again?
But I can't till later. I gotta
Oh,
get
you on
back.
the clock now.
I'm on the clock. I'm gonna be late
Working
now.
man.
You got any more of these?
Working
Twix?
9 to 5.
Just for me to snack on up here. How many
Yeah.
more of those you got? Give me. What kind you got in there?
I got 4 ghosts
I'll take one of them. I don't need that many.
and 1 more Twix eggs, 2 to go.
Well, no, I got this and still in this one here.
Well,
so
shit,
I
I'm
got.
gonna put these back in the freezer.
Well,
now.
I just want one ghost, and eat the rest of it. You leaving half of them eat down.
The mice will get them.
Well, yeah, man, I don't want the mice eating that. That'd make them
They're gonna
crazy.
clear everything out of the storeroom. You know that. They're gonna
Mice
throw
eat
it all in the
No, they
trash.
ain't gonna do anything. That beam is historical, and that's what.
I'm pretty sure this was the dentist office in the 50s, and they called it Murfreesboro's first dentist. Even though they'd been dentists, but most of them were also horse dentists.
Well, I know that, but the beam goes before. They built that around that Civil War, pre-Civil War beam, and that's what's historical, and everything therefore surrounding it can't touch it.
Was it really a slave quarters?
I don't. It's something Civil War.
That
It's either
seems-
where they put cannons or slaves. I can't remember all
That
this.
seems appropriative to me.
It's-
I think if you say you're building your business around a slave quarters
No.
beam, you're gonna have a lot more problems than just damn.
It's
Very
awful.
frank.
I'm not saying it's still history. I don't like it.
Oh, that's that excuse. Oh well, it's history.
All right, whatever. If that
Hey.
beam goes back, has something to do with Civil War times, they can't tear down the store. End of discussion.
I'm sure Amy Schumer thought she could sing a Beyonce song too. Well, guess what? Welcome to politics, Mayor Brawls.
I didn't understand anything what you just said.